Rista, goddess of healing, is given an S-class difficulty level world. To become one of the great goddesses, she is required to save this world from the Demon King. But, because the difficulty level is so high, she is in total despair. She searches for the best young man, who can help her in this quest. However, with their level being low, she got fed up and throws the papers. One of the papers falls onto her face. When she looked, Rista is shocked. The stats of this candidate is way higher for a level 1 hero. The candidate's name is Saya. She immediately performs the summoning ritual and summons the hero. The hero finally arrives. Seeing how handsome he is, Rista started dreaming of them being together. But then tell herself that love between a human and a goddess is forbidden. Rista explains to Saya why he is being summoned. Saya was suspicious. He asks Rista that if she is a goddess, then why doesn't she save the world herself? Rista told him that the world is created by gods for humans. And that is why it is the duty of another human to save the world. She opens a portal and tells him to come with her. Along the way, she will tell him everything. Saya refused. He tells Rista that he will not go anywhere suspicious just because a goddess is saying. Rista assures Saya that his stats are higher than average heroes. And with her being a goddess of healing, he will not die. Saya tells her that he doesn't trust a supporting character. He doubts whether Rista would even be able to heal his small wounds. Rista started to get frustrated and tells herself, how can a human treat a goddess like this? Saya takes off his t-shirt and tells Rista, there is a condition. Rista interprets the condition for the forbidden love. However, Saya started doing push-ups. He tells Rista, he needs some time before he goes to that dangerous place. Rista suddenly remembers that she has overlooked one of his crucial traits. It was his impossibly cautious personality. Rista brings some rice balls for him to eat. But Saya was too cautious to eat. He suspects that it might be poisoned, so he tells Rista to first eat herself and check. Rista started crying and tells him that she doesn't have any reason to poison him. But eat anyways to prove him. She provides him with basic amenities and gives him a buzzer. Rista tells him to press this when he is ready. Thinking he would press the buzzer in 2 to 3 days, Rista wait patiently. But even after 4 days, he hasn't pressed it. She started doubting whether he died or not. But when she went to check on him, the rice balls were already eaten, meaning he is still inside. After 7 days, she was about to lose control, but the buzzer finally rings. She ran quickly to check for him. As soon as she enters, seeing Saya's abs made her nose bleed. Rista was shocked to see Saya's stats. She never imagined just by doing push-ups he would get to the 15 levels. She quickly opens a portal to Gaebrande. This time Saya was ready, as he says his catchphrase, ready perfectly. When they reached there, both of them went to the nearest town, Adona, to buy some equipment. She hands him some gold coins. In the shop, he selects steel armor. And asks for 3 sets. Rista immediately stops him, telling him that he doesn't need this many. Saya explains to her that the first is to wear, the second is spare, and the third is a spare in case the first spare loses. Rista took the coins back and selected the armor herself. After they bought 50 herbs, Saya went to an open field to practice his fighting skills. There they found a slime. Rista tells Saya that slimes are the weakest. Saya, ignoring what she said, uses atomic split slash. With just one strike he vaporizes the slime. Rista tells him that he didn't need to use a powerful attack on a slime. Saya thought the slime might still be alive. So, he uses his other skill, Hell's Fire. He keeps on using them multiple times. Finally, when he stopped, Rista suggests going to the next town. But just then, one of the 4 heavenly kings of Demon Lord's forces, Chaos Machina, arrives. Rista was shocked. She didn't expect to have an encounter with a high-level demon this early. When she scanned her stats, Chaos was of 66 level. Way powerful than Saya. Rista tells Saya to retreat but realizes that he had already left. Angrily she runs after him, saying, how can you leave a beautiful goddess like me behind? While they were running, Saya told Rista to create a portal to Divine Realm. Rista quickly creates it but was about to be caught by Chaos. So, Saya uses Hell's Fire to surround Chaos in a ring of fire. They finally escape. Saya told her to get out and give him some time to level up. 2 days have passed since then. When Rista checks the crystal ball to see the situation of Adona, she saw Chaos killing the people. And announcing, if the hero and the goddess take more time to come, she will kill more people. Worried Rista went to Seiya to make him aware of the situation. Even after being aware of the situation, Seiya tells Rista, he needs more time. Even though the time in Divine Realm flows 100 times slower than the Gaebrande, they still need to hurry. Because every 10 minutes chaos is killing a human. Seiya didn't care, he told Rista to leave him alone. Rista was emotional, she told Seiya that she regretted the decision of summoning him. As she was about to leave the room. While wearing his armor, Seiya tells Rista, it is not that I don't care about those people, it is just that if I die then every single human there will die. Rista checks Seiya's stats and was amazed at how much he has leveled up in such a short amount of time. Seiya says his catchphrase, ready perfectly, and both of them teleport to Gaebrande. Chaos was about to kill a human, but in the nick of time Seiya arrives and uses his new skill, Wind Blade. As a result, he saved the man. Chaos, when scanning Seiya's stats, couldn't believe how much Seiya has leveled up in just a few minutes. But she has a power up to her leave. Chaos releases her true form. With this, her stats now are 3 times more than Seiya's. Rista couldn't believe how strong Chaos is. As of Zhao's current stats, she is stronger than the Demon King of a difficulty D-class world. Chaos told Seiya, now with just one hit she could split his body. As she was about to hit Seiya, Rista has already accepted Seiya's death. But as the dust clears up, Seiya was still standing. Rista was shocked, how can a level 21 hero withstand a demon with these low stats? She checked Seiya's stats again and found he is using a fake out to hide his real stats. She forces her godly powers to see through the lock. When Rista sees Seiya's real stats she had her jaw dropped. Seiya's stats are 10 times more than earlier. She wondered how did he manage to level up this much in such short amount of time. But then realizes that Seiya from the start was hiding his real stats. This means that when they first encounter Chaos, he was already way stronger than her. And just as expected Seiya uses Phoenix Drive and turns Chaos to ashes with ease. The people were very happy and thanked Seiya for his heroic achievement. Seiya, ignoring their praise, starts collecting Chaos's ashes and uses the hidden skill Maximum Inferno on them. As a result, the whole town burned to a crisp. The village mayor begged Seiya to leave the town. When they were about to leave, the man whom Seiya earlier saved showed his gratitude by giving him his money. The money was not enough, so Seiya told him to hand him whatever he has. With this, they returned to the Divine Realm for him to level up more. In the Divine Realm, while Seiya is working out, Rista is with Arya, who is one of the great goddesses. Rista tells her about Seiya's fight against Chaos Machina. Rista is very inspired by Arya and asks how she managed to save all 300 worlds. With a sad look, Arya told her that out of those 300, she was unable to save one. And that too was only difficulty level B world. Just then, Seiya enters the room. Arya drops the cup she was holding and went to Seiya to introduce herself. Rista got jealous because it looks to her that Arya is captivated by Seiya's handsome face. Arya asks why did he come here. Seiya tells her, no matter how much he exercises he can't level up. Rista was happy after hearing this and suggests he should go to Gaebrande and fight some monsters. Seiya told her that it is too risky and he needs some other options. Arya suggests he should train with the god of Divine Blade, Cerseus, who is skilled in sword fighting. Seiya liked the idea. They went to Cerseus to allow Seiya to train with him. Cerseus accepted it but, beforehand warned Seiya that it is not easy for a human to withstand against a god. Seiya responded, don't blame me if I leave you in tears. And don't you dare leave the training in the middle. Cerseus was offended to hear this from a human and said, I will show you my levels in the training. And then they left. After the first day of training, Rista went to Cerseus to ask for an update. Cerseus told her she need not worry, Seiya have the potential but still is far behind him in strength. After the second day, Cerseus tells Rista that Seiya has gained a nice amount of power, but if Cerseus uses his actual power against Seiya then Seiya is no match. After the third day, when Rista went to Cerseus, she found that he is sitting in the corner. When asked about the training, with a tired look, he told her that the training is going okay. Rista asks, Cerseus, could you tell me more about it? Cerseus got angry and told her to leave him alone and let him eat his lunch in peace. On the fourth day of training, to make rice balls, Rista went to take some nori. But unexpectedly found Cerseus hiding there. Cerseus told Rista to not tell anyone about his location. Rista was a bit confused and asked for more details. Cerseus told her that her hero is sick. Seiya is already 3 times stronger than him but won't let him rest until he becomes 100 times stronger. For days, he hasn't slept well, because Seiya doesn't want to waste any time. Just then Seiya arrives and tells Cerseus to come back to training. Cerseus was so traumatized that he threw his divine blade into the ocean. And swear to not pick up another sword. But anyways, Seiya drags him to the training. Rista is called up by Ishtar, a very high-ranked goddess. Ishtar tells Rista to go to the next town immediately. Using her precognition ability, she tells Rista that there they will find 2 allies who will help them in their journey. When they reach the town of Simul, everyone was leaving from there. Rista asks them the reason. One of them tells that the main castle has been destroyed by the huge horde of undead. And now they are coming to this town. Seiya asks Rista what are the weakness of the undead. Rista suggests fire and holy water are effective against them. Seiya goes to the nearest shop and orders 1,000 bottles of holy water. Rista stopped him and bought 10 bottles. They reach the church where they are introduced to Mash and Alulu, who are descendants of Dragonkin. The priest tells Seiya that from now on these 2 will accompany them. Before the priest says anything else, Seiya uses the holy water on him. Rista was shocked and angry, but soon the priest started to turn into an undead. The priest threatens Seiya that he will soon face the consequences for opposing Death Magia, one of the Demon Lord Force's 4 heavenly kings. Before he says further, Seiya quickly cuts the priest into pieces. Everyone was shocked to see that they didn't even see Seiya lifting his sword. Rista wonders just how powerful he has become. Seiya uses Maximum Inferno to get rid of the body, but obviously in the process got rid of the whole church. Mash and Alulu, impressed by Seiya's strength, introduce themselves personally. He uses the holy water on all of them to just make sure they are not undead. Even at Rista. After scanning both of their stats, Seiya with a disgusted face says, "I don't need them." Seiya told them, they will only slow him down with their low stats. Soon the knights arrive after hearing the explosion. They asked what happened here. The nun told them that the priest was an imposter. So the hero takes care of him. She told the knights that there are 10,000 undead approaching this town. The knights were shocked. Even for an army of 300, these are too much. Seiya approached the knight and asks for a reward if they want him to help them. The knight told Seiya, he will be provided with 1,000 gold coins. Seiya said, "Very well. Now write this in this piece of paper." He then proceeds to go alone against the horde. The knights couldn't believe Seiya was going alone and told him to wait. As soon, more knights will come to join him. Seiya told him he don't need people who will slow him down. And told the knights along with Mash and Alulu to protect the town. With his flight skill, he flies toward the horde, leaving Rista behind. Rista was speechless and uses her godly powers to bring out her wings. With this she chases Seiya. But Seiya was too fast for her. Seeing Rista is left behind, he went back to take her. Rista started blushing, thinking Seiya has fallen for her, and tries to kiss him. However, Seiya speeds up, leaving Rista in shambles. When they reach the place where the undead are, Seiya uses his new overpowered skill, Meteor Strike. With just one hit he vaporizes all 10,000 undead. Rista was impressed to see how powerful the spell is. She wonders, if the Heavenly King, Death Magia, is there, the spell is enough to kill him. Seiya uses Meteor Strike again just to make sure they are gone for good. After his second spell, Seiya holds his head and said, he uses too much of his MP. Rista was worried for Seiya. After all, he uses 2 powerful spells continuously. She asks Seiya, how much MP is left? While holding his head, Seiya replied, out of 15,000, only 13,500 MP is left. After hearing this, Rista was speechless. They went back to the town. Worried Alulu went to Rista to ask whether she has seen Mash. Because since the church incident, she hasn't seen him. Rista with Alulu went to Seiya's room for help. There Seiya shows Rista a platinum sword he has created with his new skill, Synthesize. Surprised, Rista asks, how did he manage to do it? Seiya replies, by combining 2 ordinary swords and a goddess hair which he found in Rista's room. Soon after, a parcel for Seiya arrives. The lady told Seiya that a man in a mask gave her this. Suspecting it might be a bomb, Seiya tells Rista to open it. Inside the parcel was a mirror. But not an ordinary one. Inside the mirror, Mash was tied up and tortured. Death Magia appears. He tells Seiya that he will torture this boy to death because Seiya killed his undead. Since Death Magia is in an unknown place, it would take a lot of time to find it. Seiya tells Rista to open a portal to Divine Realm and uses Dimension Blade to cut his hand. Because time flows 100 times slower in the Divine Realm, Seiya uses this opportunity to make a plan. He then went to the Divine Realm and asked Ishtar to teleport them to the place where Mash is being kept. After reaching the castle, Seiya easily defeats Death Magia and saves Mash. The next part will soon be uploaded if not already done. If you like the recap, consider liking and subscribing the channel. Have a great day ahead.